Hi guys, I'm SmartFan3, and, well, it's this time of year again to do another Blu-ray collection video. And unlike last year where I didn't have that many Blu-rays to show this time, well, this year I've been doing quite a bit of shopping, actually. I've pretty much filled up 3 rows. Yeah, and I got 2 more left. Yeah, I've been doing quite a bit of shopping here. And I can't wait to show you guys what I have here. First of all, before I start this, I just want to get 2 things out of the way. Well, I want to get something out of the way. 2 things out of the way. First off, Merry Christmas. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas. I hope you all got some nice things. And I hope you're having a great time with your family. And second, I apologize all year for the lack of videos I've been doing and lack of movie reviews I've been doing. Because, well, if you don't remember, like, in the beginning of this year, I couldn't get to my iPad working right. That's my only way of recording. And I have been watching 2016 movies that come out this year rather than focusing more on movies that come out this year. So I apologize if I haven't seen as many movies as I usually do in the past few years, and I apologize if I haven't getting those movies reviews out to you. But I have been discussing these movies on the Flicks with the Dicks on Gary's channel. But hopefully next year I'll do a lot better. And I apologize for the Q&A I promised, because I've been pretty lazy, and also some of the questions, half of the questions that people ask me are a bit redundant and a bit repetitive, and I hope, and I'm sorry about the lack of Star Wars reviews. I'm just gonna just go ahead get straight to reviewing The Last Jedi once I see it, and I'll review the rest of the Star Wars movies leading up to the Han Solo movie. That's some way to make it up to you. I know I seem like a shitty YouTuber, you guys, but I apologize for the lack of videos and lack of me talking to you all. And I'm really sorry about that. But enough of all that. Let's get all these Blu-rays out of the way real quick, and I'm not going to go into every detail about all these movies because we're going to be here forever we do. So let's just go ahead and just get this started right now. And I hope you guys have something to drink with you. You guys have something to drink because this is going to be a long video. So anyways, let's get this over with. Starting off with 12 Years a Slave. Very powerful film. One of my favorite Steve McQueen films. We'll get to my favorite one later on. 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later. Both great zombie films. 500 Days of Summer. One of my favorite romance movies. Really love it. And Scott Neustadter and Michael H. Weber. Best romance writers working today. Adventures of Tintin, really good, really great Steven Spielberg film. Aladdin, one of my favorite Disney movies growing up. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Rest in peace, childhood. All right, let's go to a little classic here. Got the Alfred Hitchcock collection. I just got this for Christmas actually. It contains Saboteur, Shadow of Doubt, Rope, Trouble with Harry, Marnie, Frenzy, Family Plot, Rear Window, Man Who Knew Too Much, the Jimmy Stewart version, Vertigo, The Birds, Torn Curtain, Topaz, and Psycho. Those are all the movies on here. I know, it's missing North by Northwest, Downland for Murder, Suspicion, but I'm going to get those in separate collections. Alright, the Alien Anthology, Prometheus, Alien Covenant. I'm a bit in the minority with this series, actually. Not that I mean I don't like it. Well, Alien is my favorite of the franchise. Aliens is a great sci-fi action film. Prometheus, I really love it. And Alien Covenant, I'm going to get some hate, but not only do I really enjoy this movie, but I think it's my second favorite Alien film behind the original Alien. Alright. All Is Lost, really good Robert Redford survival film. American Beauty. It's my favorite George Orwell debut of all time, but after what has come out of Kevin Spacey's mouth, and considering what his character is in this film, I think I might hold off on watching this movie for a while. American History X and A History of Violence. One of the best performances I've ever seen in the film, and a great David Cronenberg movie. American Psycho, probably might be my favorite Christian Bale performance. American Sniper, great Clint Eastwood war movie. American Werewolf in London, terrific John Landis comedy. Apocalypse Now, both versions. I think you all can take a guess how I feel about the Redux version. The original, though, one of my favorite war movies of all time, and probably my second favorite Coppola film. Yeah, it's probably my second favorite Coppola film behind another Coppola film we'll get to later. Apollo 13, great Ron Howard movie. Argo Fuck Yourself, terrific Ben Affleck movie. And I mean as a director. I love him. I love Ben Affleck a little more as a director than actor. He's not that bad of an actor. Well, after the days of Chile. Arrival, one of Denis Villeneuve's best films. Oh dear God. Marvel's The Avengers and Age of Ultron. I'm in the minority, but I love Age of Ultron a little bit more. But Avengers is a pretty well made film. I love Age of Ultron more because I can take it a little more seriously. Dear God. The Aviator, terrific Martin Scorsese movie. God. The Babadook, one of my favorite horror movies in recent memory. Baby Driver, one of the best movies of the year, one of Edgar Wright's best films. Back to the Future trilogy. That's the power of love. First one is my favorite movie that came out in the 80s. Bambi, one of my favorite Disney movies. No, it's not just because of the mother scene. I mean, come on, guys. There's a lot more about Bambi that's worth talking about. The Batman quadrilogy and the Dark Knight trilogy. I'll be honest, I kind of laugh at how stupid this movie is. I don't know if it's good for my health or not, but whatever. But Batman, the original Batman by Tim Burton, really good. And Batman Returns, actually pretty underrated. Batman Forever, it's sort of watchable, mainly because of Jim Carrey. Oh, and Batman Robin, fucking atrocious. And the Dark Knight trilogy. Love it. Alright. A Beautiful Mind, my favorite Ron Howard movie, and my favorite Russell Crowe performance. Beauty and the Beast, my favorite Disney film. Bill Condon's Beauty and the Beast, my favorite live-action Disney remake. Beetlejuice, my favorite Tim Burton movie. Love it so much. Begin Again, a terrific John Carney film. Beginners, terrific Christopher Plummer performance. And Ewan McGregor deserves more talk in that film too. Beyond the Lights, one of my favorite romance movies in recent memory. The Big Short, terrific Adam McKay movie. Nice to see him doing some, some serious stuff. I don't hate him as a comedic director though, but I think I like him a little more when he's doing more dramas. Birdman, terrific Alejandro Gonzalez in your 2 film. And Michael Keaton's best performance. Black Mass, Johnny Depp, please do more movies like this. Dude, no more of this. No more playing characters like Jack Sparrow, clone number 54. Black Swan, love this film. Oh, and if you're wondering if I've seen Darren Aronofsky's newest film, Mother, I love it. One of the best movies of the year. Love it. And Black Swan's great. Blade double feature. First Blade is really good, even though I wish they could have casted a better villain than Steven Dorff. And Blade 2, even better. Should get Blade 2. Can't wait to see Shape of Water. Love Guillermo del Toro. The Blair Witch Project, great found footage horror film. Blood Diamond, really overlooked Edward Zwick movie. I Wish I Have Glory. Blue Jasmine, great Woody Allen film. This is the only Woody Allen film I have, unfortunately. I need more Woody Allen. Boogie Nights, Paul Thomas Anderson. Can't go wrong with him. Can't wait to see Phantom Thread. Boyhood, favorite movie of the decade. Already talked so much about it. Boys in the Hood, terrific coming of age story. And the only John Singleton movie I care about. Braveheart, great Mel Gibson movie. Bridge of Spies, terrific Steven Spielberg movie. Buried, I think this is Ryan Reynolds' best performance. Such a great film. The Captain America trilogy, the original, Original's pretty well done. Winter Soldier, even better. Civil War, best of the trilogy. Okay. Carmen Jones. Pretty entertaining musical. Not one of my favorite musicals, but I buy it because Dorothy Dandridge is like the first African-American actress to be nominated for Best Leading Actress. And Otto Preminger. I love Otto Preminger. And the movie's actually pretty entertaining. Carol, love it. One of my favorite Todd Haynes films. My favorite being I'm Not There. I'll have to buy I'm Not There. Carrie, not the remake. Fuck the remake. The original. Really well, pretty well done Stephen King movie. And gotta have a classic. Casablanca. Love Casablanca. One of my favorite romance movies. Such a terrific film. Casino, my second favorite Scorsese film. Chicago, great musical, but not really a Best Picture winner. I don't look at it as a Best Picture winner. Chronicle, great found footage film that's not even a superhero film. Oh, it is. I meant to say horror film. Oh, sorry. Kenneth Branagh's Cinderella. I actually like this a little bit more than the original version because, well, I can buy the chemistry. And I love Kenneth Branagh so much, even though I'm not a big fan of Murder on the Orient Express. Close Encounters of the Third Kind, great Spielberg movie. Cloverfield and 10 Cloverfield Lane on a boat. And Cloverfield is the first found footage film I ever saw as a kid. And 10 Cloverfield Lane is a great one. I cannot wait for the new one. Corpse Bride, pretty overlooked Tim Burton movie. Really imaginative. Love it. Courage Under Fire, another overlooked Edward Zwick film. And a really good Denzel Washington movie performance, too. The Crazies, the remake. One of the best horror remakes out there. Creed, I need to get more Rocky films, but Creed is excellent, and I'm still a little bummed out on Stallone being robbed. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Curious Case of Benjamin Button, really good David Fincher movie. Cyrus, really good John C. Reilly and Jonah Hill movie. Oh, my God. Dallas Buyers Club, alright, alright, alright. Such a good movie. Oh my God. Darkman. I think this is a better Sam Raimi superhero film than a certain other Sam Raimi superhero trilogy, in all honesty. And a pretty overlooked Liam Neeson movie. Dead Man Walking! Great film. Great film. Oh, I think Sharon Stone should have won an Oscar that year. Deadpool. Love it. My second favorite superhero movie of the decade. And I can't wait for the sequel, although I'm a bit worried about the sequel, though. The Descendants. One of my favorite Alexander Payne films, and probably George Clooney's best performance. The Departed. My favorite Martin Scorsese movie of all time. Absolutely love it. Django. Terrific Tarantino film. Doctor Strange. It was my favorite MCU film until what came out this year in November. That will be on my best of the year list. Don John, great Joseph Gordon-Levitt romantic comedy. One of the best romantic comedies in recent memory. Don't Breathe, really good horror film. The Double, pretty one of Jesse Eisenberg's best performances. Really love it. The original Dragon Tattoo trilogy. Really good trilogy, but we'll get to another one later. Well, no, version of this specific film later. Drive. Love Drive. Probably it is my favorite Nicholas Winding Refn film. The Edge. I think this is the first R-rated film I ever saw as a kid. Pretty overlooked. Great survival film. Edward Scissorhands. It's just a sweet Tim Burton movie. Love it. The Emperor's New Groove and Kronk's New Groove. Emperor's New Groove. Actually one of my favorite Disney movies. Kronk's New Groove. I've seen worse direct-to-DVD Disney sequels, I'll give it this, but it's certainly not as good as this. Enemy, great Denis Villeneuve film. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, one of the best screenplays ever written. Charlie fucking Kaufman. Can't go wrong with him. Evil Dead double feature, Army of Darkness, and the Evil Dead remake. Groovy. The Fault in Our Stars, one of my favorite romance movies. Absolutely loved it. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, one of my favorite John Hughes movies. We'll get to my favorite later. Fiddler on the Roof, one of my favorite musicals of all time, and one of my favorite Norman Jewison films, my favorite being In the Heat of the Night, which I need to get. Field of Dreams, probably my favorite Kevin Costner movie, and one of my favorite movies. This is a great film. You build it, you will come. The Mark Wahlberg trilogy, that includes The Fighter, Shooter, and Four Brothers. I think you all know which one I care about the most of all these movies. I think you all know which one I care about the most. I should probably get The Fighter on its own. Fight Club. Don't talk about it, but it's really good. Flight. Such a good Robert Zemeckis film, and one of Denzel Washington's best performances. David Cronenberg's The Fly. Love it. One of the best remakes ever. And Jeff Goldblum's best performance. He should have been nominated for the Oscar for that movie. Such a great role. Frankenweenie. Pretty overlooked Tim Burton movie. Really enjoyable. Frozen. Okay, folks. Fuck everything on the internet relating to Frozen and just watch Frozen on its own. Because you just compare to the memes. Not very professional. Just look at it on its own. It's a great Disney movie. I'm sorry if my chair squeaks. I can't help it. Gangs of New York. Really, really good Scorsese film. Garden State. Zach Braff should make more movies. Really good director. And that's a sweet film. I'm sorry about my chair, guys. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Really good Marilyn Monroe film. Get Out. One of the best movies of the year. Absolutely love it. I can't wait to see what Jordan Peele does as a director. I really love him so much in Key and Peele. The Gift, one of the best directorial debuts by an actor in recent years. I cannot wait to see Boy Erased. That's in my most anticipated of next year. The American Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Amazing David Fincher movie. Absolutely loved it. Got a classic here. The Godfather trilogy. Godfather, the first one is my third favorite Francis Ford Coppola film. Godfather 2 is my favorite Francis Ford Coppola film and one of the best sequels ever made. It actually makes me cry. Godfather 3, it's flawed, really flawed, but it's still pretty enjoyable, to say the least. If only they were taken out Sofia Coppola. Gone Girl, one of David Fincher's best. And look, comes the Amazing Amy book. Alright, now for another classic here. Gone with the Wind. Absolutely loved it. One of the best romance films out there. And Clark Gable. Absolutely love him. Has the war started already? Goodfellas. Movie that made me think a lot more seriously about film. Good Will Hunting. A movie I used to call overrated, but I didn't pay enough attention to it. And this is actually a pretty heartfelt film. I really love it. Really love it. Grand Budapest Hotel. Probably my favorite Wes Anderson movie. I need more of his films, though. Grand Hotel. Early Best Picture winner. Really enjoyable. John Barrymore always looks good in a robe, doesn't he? Oh, dear God. Guardians of the Galaxy and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which I really enjoyed this one a lot. Not one of my favorites of the year, not one of my favorite MCU films, but I still really enjoy it. Can't top Guardians of the Galaxy. Great MCU film. Great Gatsby, pre-underrated Baz Luhrmann movie. I love Baz Luhrmann. And really good Leonardo DiCaprio performance. The Halloween Complete Collection. What are my thoughts on this series? I'll let you know next year. Just a little foreshadowing of what's to come. Oh, and I also have the producer's cut of Halloween 6. Why? Because I just want to make my Halloween collection feel a bit more complete. Even though I hate both versions so much. Oh my god. Hang 'em High, really good Clint Eastwood Western. The Happening. What? No! Such an incredible film. By the way, if you're wondering, yes, I did see Split. Love it. Never quit on Shyamalan. I never do. The complete Harry Potter collection. Hateful Eight, one of my favorite Tarantino films. The Haunting, great psychological horror film. Not the remake, fuck the remake. House of Wax, maybe my favorite Vincent Price performance. I don't know, between this and House on Haunted Hill. Hey, what do you know? 2 Vincent Price movies that have the word house in it. Ice Age double feature. Only the first one. It's fucking great. I hate myself so much. Only the first Ice Age film I care about. Okay, what did I drop here? Alphabetical order, hopefully. Okay, here we go. Ides of March, really great, really enjoyable political drama. Inception, great Christopher Nolan film. Inglourious Bastards, terrific Tarantino film. Inside Out, great Pixar film. Insidious 2, and Insidious 3. I'm all kind of dreading the 4th one. That's just a January horror film. That's not a good sign. Interstellar. Christopher Nolan's weakest film, but still pretty enjoyable. Dear God. The Iron Man trilogy. Iron Man, great Marvel film. Iron Man 2, I don't hate it like everyone else does, but it's only one of the weakest MCU films. And Iron Man 3, pretty underrated. Hate the chair so much. It Follows, great horror film. It's a Mad World, classic comedy by Stanley Kramer. The great ensemble cast. It's a Wonderful Life, my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Jaws, gotta have it, classic. Joe, great Nicolas Cage movie. Joyride, only Paul Walker film I care about, and no disrespect to him, rest in peace. Jon Favreau's Jungle Book. Hate this chair so much. Kill the Messenger, really underrated Jeremy Renner film. The King and I, one of my favorite musicals. I Whistle a Happy Tune. Kubo and the Two Strings, terrific anime film. La La Land, my favorite movie of last year. Love it. Love it so much. Last House on the Left, really good directorial debut by Wes Craven, but I don't eat anything while watching this. It's not really a gore film, a gore fest film like some of his movies are, but well, it's a 1970s exploitation film. Leaving Las Vegas, I came down here to drink myself to death. I hope to see Nicolas Cage in more films like that again. The Lego Movie, love it. One of my favorite anime films. Lego Batman movie, one of my favorite movies of the year. So far, my favorite anime movie of the year. I'll watch Coco. Les Miserables, one of my favorite musicals of all time. Hugh Jackman's best performance makes me cry all the time. Letters from Iwo Jima, great Clint Eastwood war movie. Life of Pi, terrific Ang Lee film. Lights Out, one of the best horror movies of last year. Lincoln, great Steven Spielberg movie. The Lincoln Lawyer, terrific Matthew McConaughey performance. It was like the beginning of the reconnaissance. Lion King, Disney classic, gotta have it. Really skeptical about Jon Favreau's take. I don't think a remake is necessary for this one, but I'm really curious. Logan, best superhero movie of the decade. Makes you cry. First superhero movie to ever make me cry. That's quite an accomplishment. The complete Middle-earth saga. The Hobbit trilogy. Lawrence trilogy. By the way, it's a theatrical editions, in case you're wondering. Maggie's Plan, one of the best movies of last year. Love it. Absolutely love it. Directed by Daniel Day-Lewis's wife. Great film. Magic Mike. Really entertaining film. Such a good Steven Soderbergh film. Really well directed. Magnolia. My favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And I'm still upset Tom Cruise didn't win that Oscar. Because that's his best performance. Manchester by the Sea. One of the best movies that came out last year. Absolutely loved it. The Martian. At first, Thelma and Louise was my favorite Ridley Scott film, but after watching this more, this is probably my new favorite Ridley Scott movie. Mary Poppins, Disney classic. I'm looking forward to Mary Poppins Returns because Rob Marshall kind of fits. The Master, one of my favorite Paul Thomas Anderson films. The Matrix. I'm going to say this. I think the film was a bit overrated. However, I have to own it because of how much it revolutionized the film industry because, well, I'm not that biased that way when it comes to being a film lover. Mean Streets, early Scorsese film. Love it. Midnight Special, great Jeff Nichols movie. I gotta buy Loving and Mud. Moana, great Disney movie. What can I say except pay your fucking taxes? Sorry, sis, you know. Lin-Manuel composed the film. Monsters, Inc., my favorite Pixar film that isn't Toy Story. Moonlight, great film. Love it so much. Although I still would have given Best Picture to La La Land. Moulin Rouge, one of my favorite musicals. My favorite Baz Luhrmann movie. I want to see Baz Luhrmann make more movies. It's a shame he's like a once every 5 or so years director, but I can see why. Mulan won, and well, at least I have the first Mulan. Really interested in seeing the remake, live action remake. Nebraska, really good Alexander Payne film. The Nice Guys, love it, great comedy. Night of the Creeps, 80s horror movie. I like 80s horror, and that was pretty entertaining. Night of the Living Dead, classic. Okay, real quick. You see this right here? I got an autograph from Judith O'Dea. I met her at a convention. Post a picture on my Facebook page. Really nice lady. Love her so much. Nightcrawler. I can't watch this without thinking that the Academy are such jackasses. It's one of the best performances ever. How can you snub that? It's the equivalent of snubbing Al Pacino in The Godfather. You don't do that. All right. Nightmare Before Christmas, childhood, one of my favorite animated films of all time. Nightmare on Elm Street collection. The best ones are the ones that have Wes Craven's name attached to it, whether it be writing or directing. Frank Darabont co-wrote Part 3. Just letting you know that. No Country for Old Men, terrific Coen Brothers movie. Alright, it's on the last shelf here. Nutty Professor, great remake. Tyler Perry, Eddie Murphy did it first and actually put humor into it. Oculus, great horror film by Mike Flanagan. Office Space, a great movie to watch when you're having the case of the Mondays. The Omen there we go. The Omen collection. I only care about the first movie. Well, why couldn't I buy the first movie on its own? Because, well, I don't know. The cover of the first movie looks like direct-to-video shit. So I gotta have one then, because this is a much better cover, even if it does include the shitty-ass John Moore film. I don't know why it's not stored incorrectly. not stored incorrectly at all. But at least it doesn't come with the made-for-TV shitty force film. The Others, great Nicole Kidman horror film. Paper Towns, pretty underrated romance movie. Again, Scott and Steiner and Michael H. Weber. Love those guys so much. The Paranormal Activity trilogy. It's a trilogy. That's all it is. It's only a trilogy. I don't know what the hell are 4 marked ones in Ghost Dimension. You people are crazy. Those ones don't exist. What are you talking about? People Under Stairs, pretty underrated Wes Craven film. Really overlooked. Probably his most overlooked film. Place Beyond the Pines. Love it. Terrific Derek C. and Friends movie. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, my favorite John Hughes movie. Planet Earth, complete series. Actually, real educational series. It's a great series to watch if, when you're not at school. I like to learn things on my own. Best way. Okay. The Planet of the Apes Legacy Collection. Rise, Dawn, and War. One of the best movies of the year. This is probably my favorite of the reboot trilogy. First one is a masterpiece, though. The original with Charlton Heston is a masterpiece. Oh my god, so many things on the bed. Platoon, my favorite war movie of all time. Love it so much. Polar Express, Christmas classic by Robert Zemeckis. Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stopping. This is Spinal Tap. Princess Bride, Ray Rob Reiner film. Princess and the Frog, great 2D animated Disney film. Prisoners, love it so much. Makes me cry. Hugh Jackman, won it. Hugh Jackman, he makes me cry. He makes me cry all the time in a lot of movies. He makes me cry. Pulp Fiction, classic. People say Ratatouille and Chef makes them hungry. I think this movie does this to me more than those films. All that talk of Royale with cheese. Pumpkinhead, really overlooked horror film, directed by Stan Winston. Special effects master. Raging Bull, great Scorsese movie, classic, one of the best performances ever. Rain Man, such a good movie. Rampart, really good Ora movement film. I need to get The Messenger. Requiem for a Dream, my favorite Darren Aronofsky film. Really hard to watch. Return of the Living Dead. Brains. The Revenant, my favorite film by Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu, and my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio performance. Risky Business, really good Tom Cruise movie. Rob Roy, really underrated Liam Neeson movie. And Tim Roth, so good. Robots, pretty underrated animated film. Childhood. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Gotta have it. It's a classic. Cult classic. Rush, one of Ron Howard's best. Saving Mr. Banks, really good film. Love it. The Saw collection. I think the first Saw deserves a lot more credit than what it's gotten, because it's not really it's not a gore over substance film like most of the sequels are. It's a lot more psychological. Scarface. I'm skeptical about the remake, because it is written by the Coen Brothers, which should be good. Better be, because they haven't done a lot of good films outside, directing, other than Bridge of Spies. Schindler's List. Love it. Gotta have it. Seven. Great David Fincher film. I gotta get The Social Network. Shame. My favorite Steve McQueen movie, as well as my favorite Michael Fassbender performance. A lot of people say this is a movie that they can only watch once and that's it. I watch it a lot of times because it's actually pretty relatable. Sicario, great Denis Villeneuve film. Side Effects, really overlooked Steven Soderbergh film. I need to get more of his films. All I have are that and Magic Mike. Sideways, my favorite Alexander Payne film. Silence of the Lambs, classic horror film. I got the poster. Silver Linings Playbook. My favorite David O. Russell film. Love David O. Russell, despite, he can have quite a temper on set. Singing in the Rain, my favorite musical of all time. Sinister, great horror film, one of the best horror movies of the decade. The Sixth Sense. I'm so glad Shyamalan is making good movies again.